You have been faithful in ways no one has ever seen. And right now, whether you realize it or not, that matters more than you can imagine. Not the easy kind of faithfulness, not the kind people applaud, not the version that shows up in public, where belief costs nothing and looks good on the surface. I'm talking about the quiet kind, the hidden kind, the faithfulness that happens behind closed doors, in silent rooms, in moments where no one is watching, no one is clapping, no one even knows. The kind that shows up at 2 a.m. when doubt creeps in, when your mind is tired, your heart is heavy, and still, you choose to hold on. You stayed, even when life gave you every logical reason to walk away. Away from your faith, away from your values, even away from God, who at times felt painfully silent, and yet you stayed anyway. Let me tell you something you need to hear right now. That staying has been seen. That staying has been recorded. Every moment of it. Nothing you've done in faith has been ignored. Now listen carefully. There is something about the season you are in that you must understand. Because if you misunderstand this, you might give up too soon. What looks like delay is not delay. What feels like silence is not absence. And what appears to be a life where your faithfulness has gone unnoticed, unrewarded, or unappreciated, that is not the truth. That is simply your view from inside a process you cannot yet see the end of. And here's the part most people never realize. The end of this process is not disappointment. It is not endless waiting. It is something far more precise, far more intentional. It is a reward so deeply aligned with your sacrifice that when it finally arrives, you won't just be happy. You'll understand. You'll feel a clarity so powerful, it brings tears to your eyes. And in that moment, everything will make sense. Why the delay happened, why the silence existed, why the struggle was necessary. Because God does not forget the faithful. Pause for a second and really think about what you've carried. The prayers that felt like they disappeared into the ceiling. The moments you chose integrity, when compromise would have been easier, faster, and completely unnoticed. The relationships you had to release, not because you didn't care, but because they were pulling you away from who you were meant to become. The version of your life you let go of, simply because you trusted, somewhere deep inside, that something better was being prepared. Even when the evidence was thin, even when the waiting stretched longer than you thought you could endure, even when silence felt like an answer you weren't ready to accept, none of that was wasted. Not one prayer, not one tear, not one night where you chose faith, even when fear would have been easier. Now here's something the world rarely tells you about transformation. When you are being refined, it doesn't feel like preparation. It feels like suffering. It feels like loss, like confusion, like being stretched beyond what feels fair. It feels like being asked to give more, for longer, with less certainty than you feel you deserve. From the inside, the fire doesn't feel like purpose. It feels like pain. But the gold that comes out of it, it could not have been created any other way. And what is being formed inside you, through every difficult, unseen, faithful moment, is something of depth, something of weight, something of real value, the kind of strength that comfort could never produce. Your struggle was never punishment, it was preparation, it was formation, it was the making of you. And there is something else, something very specific you need to hear. There is a blessing reserved, not for everyone, but for those who remain faithful when faithfulness is costly. Not a general blessing, a personal one designed with your name on it, one shaped, not just around your needs, but around your sacrifices. The God who knows every detail about you, who counts even the smallest things, who has seen every tear you cried in private, is not vague in how he rewards. He is precise, he is intentional, he is deeply personal, and he has been paying attention the entire time. What is coming into your life is not simply a replacement for what you lost. It is restoration. And beyond restoration, it is elevation. A version of your life that could only exist because of what you endured. A joy that feels deeper because you've known sorrow. A peace that feels unshakable because it was built through real faith. And here's the part that might surprise you. You are closer than you think. Yes, right now, in this exact moment. The fact that this message is reaching you, right here, right now, is not random. It is confirmation. It is a reminder, perfectly timed, so you don't give up one step before everything shifts. Because that's where most people quit. Not at the beginning, not when things first get hard, but right there, at the edge, right before everything changes, right before the breakthrough they've been praying for, right before the answer begins to take shape. That exact moment, when the waiting has stretched longer than they ever expected, when the signs feel weaker than ever, when nothing around them seems to confirm that anything is actually happening. And doubt gets louder in that space. It doesn't whisper anymore. It questions everything. Is this even worth it? Did I get it wrong? Has all of this been for nothing? And in that moment, most people let go, not because they are weak, but because they are tired. Tired of hoping, tired of waiting, tired of holding on to something they cannot yet see. But what if I told you that moment, the one you're in right now, is not random? The resistance you feel, the pressure pressing against you, it's not accidental. It's not meaningless. Because the closer you move toward what is truly meant for you, the more resistance you will feel. Pressure increases at the point of transition. Think about it. A seed feels the most resistance right before it breaks through the soil. A diamond forms under intense pressure, and even the dawn feels darkest just before the first light appears. So, if the pressure is heavy right now, it might not be a sign to stop. It might be a sign you're close, closer than you've ever been before. So hear this clearly. Let it settle deep within you. Do not let go now. Not here. Not after everything you've already endured. Not after every silent battle you've already fought and survived. Because everything you've been doing, even the things no one has seen, they have been building something. The quiet discipline, the choices you made when no one was watching, the moments you stayed consistent even when you felt empty, the faith you held onto in the dark, when nothing around you made sense. None of it was wasted. It has all been shaping something real, not just in your circumstances, but inside you. Because the truth is, you are not just waiting for something to arrive. You are becoming someone who can carry it. Let that sink in. You are becoming the version of yourself that won't break under the weight of what you've been asking for. Because sometimes the delay isn't about the blessing not being ready. Sometimes it's about you becoming ready. Strong enough, steady enough, clear enough. Because what's coming next in your life requires a version of you that didn't exist before this season. And that's exactly who is being formed right now. That's why the process has felt so intense. That's why it has stretched you. That's why it has asked more from you than you thought you had to give. Because it's not just preparing your future, it's preparing you. And when it arrives, when everything finally aligns, you'll recognize yourself. Because the reward is not just what you receive. It is who you become when you receive it. It is the strength you carry, the clarity you walk in, the peace that no longer depends on circumstances. And that person, the one you are becoming, is already taking shape right now, in this moment. So no, you are not behind. Even if it feels like everyone else is moving faster. Even if it seems like others are arriving at places you've been trying so hard to reach. Even if comparison tries to convince you that you've somehow missed your moment, you are not behind. You are on a path that is being prepared with intention, step by step, detail by detail, in ways you cannot always see. Nothing about your journey is random. Nothing about your timing is accidental. And you are not forgotten, even in the silence, even in the waiting, even in those moments where it feels like nothing is responding, nothing is shifting, nothing is changing. You are still seen, fully, completely, constantly, not just in your strength, but in your struggle, not just in your victories, but in your persistence. And you are not unprepared, even if you feel uncertain sometimes, even if doubt creeps in and makes you question yourself, even if you wonder whether you're truly ready for what you've been asking for. Look at everything you've made it through. Pause for a second and really look. The things that once felt impossible, the seasons you thought would break you, the moments you didn't think you would survive. And yet, you're still here, still standing, still believing, still moving forward, even if it's slower than you expected. Look at how far you've come. That didn't happen by accident. You are ready, more ready than you've allowed yourself to believe. More capable than your doubts want you to accept, more equipped than your fear is willing to admit. God sees you, not just the version of you that the world sees, not just the surface level strength you show others, but the real you, the one who kept going in private, the one who chose faith when fear would have been easier, the one who held on, even when it hurt, even when it didn't make sense. the one who didn't give up, even when giving up felt justified. He has always seen you, every moment, every decision, every quiet act of faith, and what He has planned for your faithfulness is not delayed. It has not been forgotten. It has not been overlooked. It has not been canceled or replaced. It is simply not yet. And you need to truly understand this, because this is where perspective changes everything. Not yet is not rejection. Not yet is not denial. Not yet is not you being overlooked. Not yet is alignment. Not yet is preparation. Not yet is everything coming together at the right time, in the right way. It is the final stretch before something shifts. It means almost. It means closer than you have ever been before. So hold on. Even if all you have in you is one more step, take it, and then take another. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to see the entire path ahead. You just need to keep moving forward, because the door you've been waiting for is not locked. It has never been locked. It is not out of reach. It has never been too far. It is already beginning to open, slowly, quietly, at the perfect time, the kind of timing that makes sense only when you look back. And the truth is, you are already walking toward it, even now, even on the days it feels like nothing is happening. So, if this spoke to something deep inside you, if something in your heart paused, recognized, resonated, don't just scroll past this moment like it's nothing. Pause. Let it sink in. Let it settle. Let it reach the part of you that almost gave up. Take a breath and be honest with yourself, because this is not just another message. This is a moment of decision, a moment where your faith stops being passive and becomes intentional. So confirm it, not for anyone else, but for you. Write it, speak it, own it. I believe God is rewarding my faithfulness, and I choose to trust Him. Say it until it feels real. Say it until doubt begins to loosen its grip. Say it until your spirit aligns with what your heart has been holding on to. Because this, right here, is where everything begins to shift. This is where your faith stops being just a feeling and becomes a choice. A conscious, powerful decision to keep going, no matter what it looks like, no matter how it feels. And remember this, always. You are not making that decision alone. You never were.